guys, in today's video I'm going to be reviewing some famous and underrated slime shops, and I have a bit of a sore throat, so if I sound a bit weird, that's why. First up we have Slimy Pallet, who I've been wanting to try for a while, and her slimes did not disappoint. As you can see, this is a really gorgeous thick clear slime, but this is also scented and it smells like sweet pea, comes with loads of charms, and to make sure your slimes don't get foggy when you're putting the charms in if you want to film them, I recommend using tweezers, and as you can see, it also doesn't get many bubbles in the slime, so when you play with it, it looks really good. And I love that the slimes come extra, so if you don't want to put them in, you can just leave them to the side. Personally, I really like them. I thought it added something to the slime. I thought the packaging of her slimes was so unique. These are actually called stackables, so you can stack them up on top of each other as the name suggests, and you can just have a really cute slime tower, and this is so clear. As you can see, it's so thick as well. I'm pretty sure it's the same formula as the previous one. This one smells like sweet pea too, but I just thought this was so clear and it didn't have many things in it that I didn't want to put the charms in first. I really love playing with this because it's so holdable as well, which I find a lot of thick clear slimes aren't. They're normally like a putty texture, but this is holdable and it's also feeling like a slime still. As the name suggests, she also sells slime palettes, and this was so much fun. I've actually never received a slime palette before, and this is a really fun way of getting to try out lots of different textures without having loads of different slimes open, and also because they're so small you can switch between them so easily, which I really loved. None of them came sticky either. There were two really clear ones. I think the microbead floam was also clear based. Stranger Blings is based off the TV show Stranger Things, which I actually haven't watched, so I don't know how this relates to it, but I just thought this slime was really beautiful. It comes with a big diamond as well, which I'm guessing is probably a big thing in the plot, but this slime was just so beautiful, so crunchy, and also so clear, like all of her slimes. Again, this one smelled like sweet pea, but it was still so, like, if you're wondering why I'm saying the slime's so clear and it's scented, normally when oils are added in, it makes it so cloudy, so they can never be used in clear slimes. And recently people have decided that they're going to find a way around it, and they've been scenting their clear slimes, obviously not with oils, but the people who know how to do it really well. Hawaiian Galaxy actually had originally loads and loads of different colours in it. There was blue, purple, pink and white, but I let it sit for way too long so the colours merged, and this looks so wet. So when I was playing with it, I was kind of concerned because it didn't feel wet, so I was kind of like, have I done something really wrong? But I hadn't, and it was just a super dense slime. It looked a bit wet on the top but didn't feel wet, so it was kind of a weird sensation, and then the moment you fluffed it up, it just became the most gorgeous cloud slime. DIY Farmlandia is a really cute DIY farm kit. So basically you have sprinkles and you have some glitters at the bottom, and then you have some farm animals that you can put in. I decided to put one of them in with tweezers, but there were so many of them that I decided to put the rest on the top and push them in. And this wasn't the most satisfying thing, so I just put it down after pushing down a few and started to use all of my fingers. I have literally no clue how to say this word. I think it's yummy Gudetama, Gudetama. I don't know. I feel like it's a character. I don't know this character, so it's going to sound ridiculous coming out of my mouth, but this is a really nice clear slime. It's more of a putty slime than the rest of them. It's scented like sweet pea as well, and like you can see here, the charm in this is really big, so what I did was just take it out, and it had actually fallen upside down, so when I took it out, it came out the right way, which is a happy accident. But it's a nice little person, probably a Gudetama, whatever a Gudetama is, and it's in a noodle bowl, and it has some sprinkles in there for added texture, and this is super holdable, and it's one of those ones that doesn't fall on your hand at all, so it's really fun to play with when you're on the computer. Everything came so well packaged, and I was genuinely so impressed with all her slimes. I think the clear slimes are some of the best I've tried, definitely up there with Snoop slimes, and the extras were also really fun. She included stuff I can use in my ASMR, so it's a lot of food stuff, and I just can't wait to get around to trying this. The next shop is one of my absolute favourites, and this is from Hawaiian Slime Company. I love how creative they are, and they have just completely thrown it up a notch, and not even just jacked it up, it's so high. And like you can see, this container is amazing. It's a cupcake, and then inside you get a little, I don't know what this is called, it's like one of those sea creatures, you get one of those in there, and it's a cloud slime, and this was a bit wet at first. I actually got this at a convention in person, and then I travelled home with it, so I don't know, it's probably, you know, got affected by that, so that's why it was kind of falling apart here. But it came loads of different colours. It comes as like a sand colour and also a sea colour, and when I activated it, I did just leave it and then come back to it, and at first when I was playing with it, it was really tough. It didn't look like it was gonna work, and then literally out of nowhere it becomes the softest, smoothest flowing cloud slime you've ever seen. And when I say I'm really bad at cloud slimes, like even the best cloud people, I cannot play with their cloud slimes. But this, if you are bad at playing with cloud slimes or just slime in general, this is definitely a beginner slime. It's so fun to play with. Like you can see here, it's just flawless. It looks like it's airbrushed. Melon Creamy Soda has the most beautiful packaging, and also the thing that really impressed me about this was that the cherry was actually hollow. So when I was playing with this, like not like holographic, like hollow as in the center, there was nothing in there. So when you're playing with this and it knocks on the table, it doesn't make that loud clunky sound that a lot of charms make, which is such a small detail, and I don't know if she intended to do it, but it was just so much fun to play with and like, you know, find that out. And also when you're mixing this in, it creates a really nice texture. The top bit's a cloud slime, and the under bit is kind of, I wouldn't say it's like a complete clear to me. It kind of seems like it might have like a bit of texture in there. And the scent to me is like a cantaloupe melon with a bit of lime and loads of cream. And it doesn't feel like overly creamy. It doesn't smell like, you know, milk or something. It's just like a really gorgeous scent. And the texture ends up being like a jelly slime. Mango Creamy Soda smells amazing, and again this has a really interesting charm. The packaging was amazing, so you just slide it off like this and then you pull it up so it doesn't mix even if it's international, which I didn't actually realise when I was taking this home. I was just praying that this wouldn't mix, and thankfully it didn't, but only because she's really smart. And the underpart with this actually has jelly cubes in it to represent mango chunks, and this smells like juicy mangoes. It just smells so good. And when you mix it in, it isn't as creamy as the other one. It's just a like hint of cream, I would say. I feel like it's maybe because there's loads of jelly cubes, so they didn't want to make it overpowering. And again, this turns into a really nice jelly slime. It already has a jelly texture, definitely, with this under one. Next up, we're going to be reviewing glitter slimes, and her and Slime by Jacqueline did a collab at Slime Rodeo, and it was so cool. I love the packaging. I also love their icons together. It looked really good. And this one's called Nick's Thick Cereal, and like the name suggests, this is really thick. I also love the texture of this. It had some like hearts in there, some foam hearts, and at the bottom, I feel like it was like fishbowl type, but it wasn't like exactly fishbowl. And then there was also some foam beads, so this was a really fun slime for me to play with. And it smelled like a sherbet smell with like a hint of cereal milk. The Glitter Slime's official slime was so cute. I love that slime shops have like official slimes now, and this one represents her icon. It has some gold in there, some pink, and the base is so clicky and glossy. It's super lightly scented. At first I actually thought this was unscented, but when I looked it up, she said it was scented Rice Krispies, and I don't know if it was because I read that I started smelling it, but to me it smells really lightly of Rice Krispies. So if you find slime smells are normally too overpowering, I think you'll really like this. I thought this slime was lovely. I really love the texture of it and the mix of foam beads. Fuzzy Peach Jelly was so nice. I was so shocked by this because when I saw it in the container, it looked like it was really cloudy, but this is just the slime containers people are using at the moment. But then when I played with it, it wasn't wet at all. It was so clear, and it also had a really gorgeous fresh peach scent, and it had some iridescent flakes in there as well. So all around, this slime was right up my alley. And like you can see here, when I was playing with it, it wasn't sticking to the table, it wasn't sticking to me, but it was still really stretchy. And I find that when jelly slimes especially are really thick and they don't stick to you and they're not wet, they just don't stretch. Slime Rodeo milk was exclusive to Slime Rodeo, and this was so fun. It was so thick, like you can see here. There aren't as many foam beads as in the other ones, so this adds a tiny bit of texture. Then at the bottom there's some confetti, and this smells more like cereal milk, but it has some sherbet in there, so it's kind of the opposite of Nick's Thick Cereal. But this slime was amazing as well, and I really love playing with this. Strawberry Cream Cheese was actually the first slime I did ever in a review, so this is such a throwback for me, and the formulation is so good now. I found that when Daiso changed their formula, everyone had to change everything up so much because it lost that airiness, but she's regained it somehow. I don't know what ingredients she's using. I don't think it's a clay I'm familiar with because, like you can see here, it's really porous and gorgeous, and the more you play with it, the more it fluffs up. This inflates so much and has a really gorgeous strawberry cream scent. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to go to my vlog channel and watch some more, or stay on this channel and watch some other videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week.